we'll have these users that can see just this one brand's data, and everything else to them is completely invisible. So we're going to identify these users through Active Directory. So in our Active Directory environment, we have a user that I created for this exercise called John Doe, and he's the sales manager at Wide World Importers. And I also have a group called Wide World Importers Sales Managers, and we can see that John is a member of that group. The way we restrict access to information for users and groups is by using something called a role. And we access our role definition either through this button on the toolbar called Roles, or within the model menu there's a menu option that's labeled Roles and has the same icon. So if I were to click on that menu option, I get a Role Manager dialog. And this dialog box on the top lists all the roles we've defined, and so far we have none. And then down below we can specify who's in each role and any filtering that we're doing. And the filtering will provide the row level security that we're really looking for in this solution. So first let's create a role. I'll click on the new button, and I'm going to call this WI Sales Managers. So for Wide World Importers Sales Managers. And the first thing I'll do is grant what permissions. Now, of course, the sales managers aren't administrators. I don't want them processing data models. I just want them to be able to read. So I'll click that, and then I'll put a read role for sales managers, just to be a little more friendly there. And then the next thing I need to do is to enter in both of these tabs. So first I'll choose the members. So I'm going to add that Active Directory group in as a member. It's in the directory in this domain, so I'll go ahead and choose that. And since I'm going to use a group, one thing you'll have to do, for some reason this dialog box doesn't check the group button, so we'll go ahead and click that. It is a group that we'll be specifying. If we didn't click that box, then the group that we're trying to find would not be found and we wouldn't be successful. So all I have to do is find the group within AD, and that's the same one that you saw in Active Directory, and click OK. So what I've done so far is I've said that anyone who's in this group in Active Directory can read the data model. And since there are no filters, this does mean he can read all of the data model, every brand. That's not what we want. We do want to limit this user. So on this Row Filters tab, we just need to put in an expression that evaluates to true or false for every row that we're trying to limit. And in this case, it's the product brand name is what we're going to limit. Now, maybe I should use a brand key and put an integer value in, but I think it'll be easier for you to follow if I spell this out. Wide World Importers. So where the product brand name has the text Wide World Importers, this role can read the data, and these are the members who are in the role. So I'll just click OK, wait for that to finish up, and nothing has really changed that I can see other than I have that new role. But if I save that, and I can see that nothing has really changed, because if I browse as myself, I'm not in that role, so it won't apply to me. And if I look at sales, class hierarchy, I can see I do have worldwide importers, but I have every other brand too. So let me exit and repeat that same operation, analyze in Excel. This time I'm going to run Excel as J. Doe. That's John Doe, and he's in the group that's restricted, so I'll click OK. Run Excel. And now if I do exactly the same thing, I see only one brand. So as far as John Doe is concerned, the entire world is just made up of his brand, and he doesn't see anything else. So that's how we restrict visibility into part of our data model using roles that incorporate Active Directory groups.